Today we tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala thank you for another beautiful and blessed day, where by in power, in majesty, in support, and in blessing, guidance, in sorriness, it don't make we see him. We really want to tell Aboku thank you. Because now the only one way go able for do this. Now no more will give you this kind of opportunity. This na Kutubuku man, we don't take Salon top forum where they deal with issues coming in analysis. We don't bring up now this level here also I did now. I don't bring on our WhatsApp, I don't bring on our Facebook, YouTube live. And we are at the action for there una follow me now. They una share, they una comment, but above all, they una subscribe to the YouTube platform. Today, now a very important day in the United States now. For people them where they put their lives them for defend democracy and human freedoms in this country from World War I take come. So this day then they call them Memorial Day, meaning that then they honor the people there. Then they tell them thank you for what they do for preserve the say again democracy, human rights, and human freedoms there. So now day that, and I must say, we also get some unions and within here. We also be not be part of this narrative here. One such person we I go name now Mr. David Bangura, where himself, he come out Salon, he come, he don't do well now, he get a family now, but with the support and blessing and guidance of a family now, he see himself in a station of life where he don't make a contribution, meaning that he joined the armed forces of the United States. So the thank you today, they go to everybody, especially the Salonians in general, but in particular, Mr. David Bangura, because see this man not do a lot of things them that Salon, a lot of things them. We tell her thank you. Now today, talk now they can't talk about the role where Salon self don't play, in human freedoms them, especially with troops them. Some of we now look at the historical context that battle where they call MYOHAUNG, battle at MYOHAUNG, where Salon contingent them in defeat the Japanese forces them. All this that liberation, of mankind and all that thing. So then we soldier them where fought now World War I. They come down to the one them now where we come again for defend democracy in a Salon. We again want to say them boku thank you. This Memorial Day not only for people in America, but we want to talk say even for the security agents and way they in a Salon way defend democracy. We want to them plenty thank you because they lay their lives in for defend democracy. Now, waiting me as presenter the can't talk today. Now, a statement from the political leadership that Salon, we talk about bullet for bullet. The great English philosopher than William Shakespeare, the thing away it tell we, what he tell we? He said before you talk, he said think. Before you jump, he said look. The statement will come out now the political leadership of Salon. Actually, if it was properly crafted, now one that way will resonate with people then. Because waiting at the scene of social media then, which are the reading, now a damning condemnation. And why this happened? Now because of the way where the political leadership come up with a message. Now how it come up with a message. This again, now they talk about the fact say leader within a place, you get for surround yourself with people then. We honest enough, we get the integrity, we get principle, we will able to tell you, we will able to guide you as to how you do things then. Instead of the word bullet for bullet, waiting the political leadership for talk, even for explain say, because of waiting we don't go through. We don't go through. As a matter of fact, I even let I read waiting if you say the proper statement before say. Waiting before say. Even for say this kind of a democracy we don't get through. When I through the validity of the sanctity of the ballot box, I write an aya so that I go bring her to the ballot box. Anybody will disturb the peace and security of this with peacetime country, you go be met with force. That's all me for talk. Say anybody will disturb. I make sure say they will disturb the peace and security of the peacetime of Salon will be met with force. Now if you make yourself, if you handle the democracy now, you handle the peace now, for example, the 9/11, we see how the United States respond to that. So the talk before even go further for say, they one and they where they handle them critical infrastructure in the country, more say they will cable them, they will electricity, and all of them say they when they go hamburger, therefore shoot them at sight. Yes, that before they pan the speech. Now that before they did. Anybody where go, Hamburg, we electricity supply or any infrastructure where they care the country go before, you forbid shot on site. It's as simple. Because now ourselves, they do an America ourselves. You see, now the way where the political leadership puts the thing bullet for bullet, now make it look bad, and people that way be supposed, wait for getting credit, they don't get credit. This is the whole thing, that the whole problem this year. The word should have been, before be bullet for bullet. There should be a warning to people say, anybody where hammer the peace, quiet, and stability. Now, this country, you go be met with brutal force. It's as simple as that. Anybody where need power now, you need for come and power through the validity of the sanctity of the ballot box. You need for come there. This now so the political leadership before put the word. By just saying bullet for bullet, a lot of people them them totally misconstrue what you talk. Well, some of we take God thank you with the read and with the with the discern, with the make critical readings of things then. So me your job now today now for calm down. The agitation we don't following the speech where the leader and the country make. Like I say, now how you put them, communication or something, how you communicate your ideas them all, you views them all, your perception about things them, now ain't gonna make people that receive them quietly or they receive them with rancor and recrimination. Now what's not happen now? Because the leader not puts the thing in the context where it is supposed for it properly. Now that don't bring the rancor and recriminations. We all for no say. Salon don't go to political convulsions and social vicissitudes. We know that. Now go back to the rebel. Why we for them na Salon? Everybody na a loser for the rebel. Why we for them na Salon? Everybody lost. Everybody. Just like the 9/11 will take place in America, just like the 9/11. And like I say again, we soldiers ourselves in Salon during World War I. Now make some of you they go back, they go talk about the battle at MYOHAUNG, where we take place, where we all soldiers ourselves, where they score significant victories over the Japanese forces. So we believe say a day like today, now for commend them, even though a good number of them don't, move from time to eternity, but now for remember them, say they give their lives, they lay their lives in for preserve peace, quiet, and tranquility in the country. And so, what we also need for do now, we need for advocacy, and the only way we will begin look at progress in the country, again for come through peace, quiet and stability. And nobody not get that rightly for about the democratic experiment of the country or the democratic direction of the country. When people they need power, they get for go now the polling stations, they get for affirm the faith and the validity of the sanctity of the ballot box. Now the only way this will get power, now that makes some of we talk back, say, let we go back to the parliamentary system of governance. You know, the thing about the parliamentary system of governance, where a lot of people they don't know, and some of we they see them, they provide an equal, a playing field. They provide a system where no one person not they dominate, power. No one person not they become an absolute, ruler or leader. No one person, no on your whims, views, and caprices, that not will happen. Power get for flow from the people, by the people, and existing with the legitimate consent of the people, then, and everybody will be part of it. For example, in a parliamentary democracy, where some of we they advocate for, when I will see some of you take you, we see Salon in between the white people, then, where they rule, so the black people that will take over, Samiti they will take over. Now, in the parliamentary concept now being get, meaning that the one way they exercise power, then they do have two infusionary concept. So they get any one leader, no one leader, they emerge as a be all and end all. This today, if you see waiting the happen at Salon today, waiting, waiting on about now the transition from the parliamentary democracy in 1971, specifically April 1971, when Shaka Probin Stevens, where he ushered in republic without any constitutional prescription, and then he doubled down by that by introducing a one-party system in the country, where come about 1978. These are the indices that we need for remember. They care about historical context. We need for remember this, because like the great philosopher Edmund Burke, I read a lot about those philosophers. Then I mean mentors them. I really they take a lot of solace reading about philosophers. One of the things that when they tell we, especially Edmund Burke say, you now will not remember yesterday. Once you don't remember what happened yesterday, you go repeat the same mistake today. These are one of the postulations of the great English philosopher Edmund Burke. Once you don't remember yesterday, the chances for them to repeat the same mistake, it will happen today. We need for learn from the incidents of history. This that is using this way history very important, and this that is using the way me personally, I don't decide say I they go back and revisit Salon political history. I they provide what to call the missing links, because most of the things that we would see they happen now. So when you go back, you look at with history that if even anything they were of significance, those things are not there. Wherefore, remind we need for go back to the past for guide we went into the future. That the essence of history. That the essence of history. And anybody will deny history. Anybody will deny history, in other words, you deny your very existence. Because you need that for guide you. You need history for guide you. So again, like I say, this talk where the leader in a Salon talk, it before resonate with we all, if we can't remind people, say, well, hey, wait a minute. You guys, where they advocate violence in this country, you guys, where they advocate, the dismemberment of this country for the purposes of politics, firstly, remind them of what happened in Nigeria. This is where you forget a leader where also they read outside the box. They read outside the box. Hey, let's take you guys back to Nigeria. When I remember anything when they call January 15, 1966, when I remember anything like that in Nigeria, January 15, 1966, July 29, 1966, and the final aspect of it now, where result in the dismemberment of Nigeria, till you get a Biafra. Now remember, waiting at in this system, we're going to that. The factors that anybody gain out of that? No. These are the things that where we politicians and we leaders and for the camp for the mind we. Therefore, they talk to we in the context of history. History very important. Of course, you get a warehouse of functional illiterates and sea of ignoramus system. We're always very unsettled about the essence of history, the importance of history. Oh, but all tell you they tell about yesterday. All tell you they tell about yesterday. We need to know about fine. We need to know about today. But we can never know about today if we not look back at what happened yesterday. We go only be able for advance forward. We go only be able to make a debut. We will only be able to do something meaningful and strategic. When we remember what happened yesterday, once we not remember what happened yesterday, we go always repeat a mistake. And this now the collective nightmare this went on before Salon. Now the collective tragedy this went on before Salon. Because we not remember yesterday, all what happened in Nigeria will lead to a military coup on January 15, 1966. It started by the really unrest in you talk about the tea riot, you talk about the census business, even the 1964 elections, where they been doubt whether Tafa Balewa they win. Then you also been remember the case where they bring against Awolowo here in top lieutenants and now row and all the people really. So these are all the factors. Then you even go to the call operation where is something like that, where they put gasoline for people and they light them. All of those things that they then cascade into. Finally, you get the major school will take place in January 15, 1966. But then again, where the coup will take place in 1966, see the elimination of the political as well as military leadership of the country. People like Abubakar Tafa Balewa them, people like Festus Ekochi Ebo them, top army officers them. They all lost their lives because of this same thing they talk about. This needless criminal violence. Waiting happen, we see again July 29, when the Northerners come again. We see the rage what we children come with, where they almost wipe away Eastern Nigeria. We see that. So all of them here, these are the historical and context they want for the help inform and enlighten with brothers and sisters the way to them. They don't become so actuated by the sheer vanity of power. Power to them. Power, you're going to power at any cost. But the fundamental question where anybody will ask there, if you go into power with any cost, what side you get for rule now? Because any cost means you wipe away people. We don't get people in their WhatsApp group there. But of course, like he always talks, then they suffer from the morals of ignorance. And ignorance, they could already talk. Go back to World War I and find out waiting at the indie system, waiting at the causative agents, we bring about World War I. One thing, ignorance on the part of the students in Sarajevo, where we making the Archduke Ferdinand France, that night spark World War I. Ignorance. So the one day where every day they out there there was a group them where they talk about we'll go do this, we'll do that, we'll kill them, we'll do this. Sometimes I can look them. I say, hey God, please get mercy on them. Please get mercy on them because they don't know what they talk. They don't know the far-reaching ramifications of what they talk. They don't know. Even when Salon don't go to what you call carnage, we don't go through civil war, but people they don't learn nothing. They not glean nothing from what you go through. They see for waiting for sheer vanity of power. Power. It derived from the people then, by the people then, and existing with the legitimate consent of the people then, in a democratic exercise, we call for one man, one vote. This is where you get power. This is where the leader in a Salon, that they can't see the before talk yesterday. We make that speak there. If we lecture people them, lecture them. Not to everybody go study in a university of heaven, say it meet God by an example. we go, and may put into context and perspective, which it talk, about bullet for bullet. No, not to everybody. Not to everybody. And like I said, not to all study in the University of Heaven. So therefore, when people then they talk to me, they need for, they know for, therefore be very unambiguous. Therefore talk to we in such a that we go actually need, we don't want to let any left, we say, oh, well, the thing is, where, people then go understand, people then go, no, we know they understand, we know they understand. Me now I know me no land better book. Me now one of the people they say picking we say the land book. Katana ain't go be headmaster. We own a Katana ain't no be headmaster. We not sabi book na manage we manage. So therefore, when anybody they talk to me, where they try for make like a rationalize what you talk, for put into context and perspective which you talk, please I want to be just let be just as clear as anything. Come up plainly. Because this is where I come for talk now so today. Now, as a result of I know they now like I tell anybody, I know they go now. WhatsApp group them, I know they responding, I know the idea. But I can pick they for see. Now they are people now I see that remarks by the president say bullet for bullet. So when you left a bullet for bullet like that, where do you know and bad enough for him, he's always been accused of human rights violation. He's always been accused of extrajudicial killing. So when they make statement like that, then you become, you left and so you left out with any kind of ambiguity. What you do, they give you detractors and that they give ammunition. They give you detractors, and unfortunately for them, with all the consigliere of people that way he get around them, all them boku people that way he get around them with it. They're not able, they're not get the cognitive intelligence for, come out and, try for, explain, for put things in proper context and perspective. Where citizens, waiting they happen now, the opposition, they run with them. Then they run with them. They're waiting to happen, in go day on the defensive. For me, like I already tell anybody, that place where they call Salon, I go forever till eternity. Like Salon, protect Salon, and talk for Salon. I get the intelligence for separate Salon from the political dispensation. Let nobody not underestimate and not like the politics that Salon. And I'm not sure say we don't get anybody if we don't imagine. We go say, what? This place when they call Salon, to me, it remain very sacrosanct. I will do everything for defend and protect the corporate well-being of this country also. I go sacrifice for this country. These are the things the way I will do when the people of this country are going. For example, proper democracy, the rule of law can be one gift that way anybody go give a nation. If a country like United States today they talk, then they say, and then they talk about exceptionalism. When they talk about that, they get all the right for talk about that. They get the right for be proud of that. The reason for that simply is this. The founding fathers of this country also, this great Jeffersonian constitutional republic, after the battle of Saratoga, when they defeat King George III, now the battle, when they call Battle of Saratoga, when they defeat King George III, where now lead to the Declaration of Independence that this country has. So, thanks to the founding fathers, they gather, they frame, they document the document they call Constitution, where now the ethical foundation and the moral compass, where now on now this nation had revolve. They revolve around the whims, views, and caprices of any leader, neither any party. When you talk about the exceptionalism of the United States, when you talk about the greatness of the United States, I mean, you talk of a society, United States, where it derive in legitimacy or in survival to the the moral foundation of the rule of law, where nobody know they above the law, where everybody is held accountable, everybody sublimate to the laws. These are the things that we for. If we want to see ourselves as a just and egalitarian society, where we will be assured of all the blessings of the nation in terms of human resources, in terms of material resources, these are the things these are the infrastructure that we deploy. I know one day see people in America, as I don't need where they work they destroy transformers. I've not seen that. Now the area outside is so few kilometers from Musadi, you get about 3 schools them there. You get one major you get 2 major secondary schools and 2 elementary schools. I don't go now all of these schools and I don't go do documentary. The transformers now all of these schools they out. All the transformers they out. Then I do. They're not even in the produce. Waiting they put the design. Then they tell you say, do not enter. Then they put up in red, do not enter. Because the voltage very, very high. Do not enter. Then they tell you that plane, it did it again. Now, they ask the question, how on are they people in a Salon? They enter now, they place also transformer day for God describe. Waiting will come to mind almost intuitively, Naya. Again, we go talk about how people are very unpatriotic, how people they're not able to distinguish between they're not liking the party and the leader from the country. You'll take up on first the guy the way they walk now, the place the earth side or the electricity place them. Obviously now they turn off the power where they enable people then for go inside it because nobody they say you drunk. They see he did like I tell anybody. One of them they say I go do am again. Like computer Alex, he did it. Do not enter. They enter because then they tell you the degree of the voltage where they did. Then they did. So if you stupid enough, you want to take chance for go there. Hey, that's on you. That's on you. Nobody has done that. Even the rail line themselves, they work at it because the voltage they did it. This man with the power, I don't know if you talk about the president with the power, the governor within or the county executive, they get for go. They come to power, they get for go. But when they get for go, all of their infrastructure will remain there because when they come, they meet and they. Not to they get up. Now the citizens and that they get up. So nobody not good, not because like Donald Trump or you go destroy infrastructure. No. The one day where we go now that parliament, that January, where they go there. Where we go there, the laws they deal with them. The laws they deal with them. That are the benefit for live in a society we thrive on the moral foundation of the rule of law. And this is why some of you go always continue for the preach. That Salon will only make a headway where we decide, we as citizens, we all decide say we they be a nation where they submit to the rule of law. We now want that we go accept say the law, not to the political party them, neither not to the leaders them. No. We not go submit to their whims, views, and caprices. No way. We go criticize them. Because on we will behalf of the world, we not go transmogrify them to any demigod status. We simply ask for kutubu. That's in the out of the question, sir. Because I don't know of any leader where me and they make a demigod. No way, not possible. So that in the out of the question. Yeah, we for respect the leaders, but the leaders are also for careful and with trust and with respect by waiting and they do. Now I made they swear for defend and uphold the constitution of the country. Now, place like America, where some of you will tell God thank you, we did it. We know what it means for take an oath. Even up to the policeman before they give that uniform, before they give that badge, and that God, you they swear first after and I don't do all the training. You they swear for defend and protect the Constitution of the United States against foreign and domestic column. The odd way, but because of that night preserve, the thing that will preserve the country without the Constitution, you are no country. The greatness of any country, not to how much money you not get, not to how much fine oaths you not get, not to no. Now we will not decide for be a nation where I mean, he built, he put in faith in the moral edifice of the rule of law. Now, absent. So again, like I say, waiting actually bring this talk now today. Now, waiting I read now the social media there, the WhatsApp now, the the two sides of the political divide, meaning that the one they way they support the big man in office, the own party people then. Yes, they were a color. Of course, the opposition, as usual, they have never seen anything we could make the support, and neither they know will come up with alternative plan or agenda. Because it is one thing for oppose, but it's entirely another thing for come up with alternative plans them, whether in harmony with the legitimate aspirations of the citizenry. This is what we for the do. It is not only enough for let we oppose, but let also come up with alternative measures them. We go after us, they are always they talk this for their soul. I don't know how many times I will talk this for their soul. Without the country, there is no political leader. Let nobody not make that mistake. There's no political leader. There is no political party. People like George Washington, the first president of this country, also, when they fight, King George them, when they liberate this country, where not them make this country become independent. He's been there since God knows when. But guess what? The sovereign nation of the United States still there. Still there. Thriving. The country still there, thriving. This is what fundamentally lacking and absent at Salon. Where we as Salonians, we know ever come to the realization, see, the country big parts of we. The country big parts we not come to that realization. All the time, it is we all don't become yes man there. We don't become apart chicks them. We don't be people that way all the time for seeing glory. Or we canonize even criminal behavior. We canonize them. It is one thing. Like I already tell anybody, I'm SLPP because we SLPP can name. But guess what? I am not an SLPP when they see evil or when they hear evil. No, I'm not that. Because like I tell anybody, the country be past SLPP. I am SLPP. There should be no doubt about that because when SLPP can name it me, and I see SLPP between the white people then, and now I see the SLPP. That SLPP will maybe know it was the SLPP. Wait about the national character of the society. Wait about the phases of the country. Wait about the SLPP when me know. When born come it me I know. Now SLPP will not be know the north, you don't know the south, you don't know the east, you don't know the west. Then by SLPP will be get people like Mahmoud Ahmed then, people like YDCC then, people like Kande Boué then, people like MS Mustafa then, people like Constance Cornish John then, people like H.B. John, people like John Nelson Willard, people like R.G.O. King, people like G. Dixon Thomas, people like, just across the board, people like YDCC them. I mean, you get paramount chiefs them, where people like Baibango them. You talk about those are the SLPP where some of we know what they relate to. Not to an SLPP where go say, oh, Naomi come out. Oh, Nayanda come on. No. It was an SLPP where embrace them, they call them SLPP, meaning Sierra Leone People's Party. Once you are a Sierra Leonean, then you get the moral correctness for be part of. But when you did it also, therefore be able for us point out infractions of principles where they militate against the orderly advancement of the society. For day, like I say, you become an apparatchik, or you become one of them psychopathic carpetbagging vultures them, where all the time don't excel, in praise singing, even on the face of the cataclysms of hopelessness and colossal failures, you dey pray sing. No, you cannot. You cannot. You cannot. You cannot. You get for be able for muster the courage of conviction, the fortitude, and above all, the patriotism for call the issue as you see it and not as you think. These are two different things. We're totally incongruent. You know, how I see them and waiting I think now two different issues than that. We for always gravitate towards how we see them, not to waiting we think. Because it's very possible to say waiting we think, how we think, it not go jive with reality. So now that posture that we need for take. We need for be able to sensitize the psychological attitude of brothers and sisters them. We're still mad in this concept of I born SFPP, I go die SFPP. I born APC, I go die SFPP. To the extent we become very oblivious of reality. That's not the collective and a tragedy that we don't before contemporary Salon. We don't get so sucked up in we allegiance to political parties. For example, like an example as I try for wrap up. This just say like talk waiting the leadership before talk. The way we talk the thing, now make it on, it don't resonate with people then. If before talk I'm like the way me to now make I say me on play that can correct waiting before talk or waiting in advisors and before tell I before talk that word about people then. I was for the very long time I was very critical of the APC leadership under by Koroma. I was very for justifiable reasons. The SFPP people then how for demonstrating tabernacle of blatant hypocrisy and Orwellian double speak on the part. They hail me all kind. Give me all kind about name, call about title. Waiting them in the fail for realize I was not doing that. Forget the support. Forget that I was never. I don't the kind looking for how many hands they waiting up for support me. No, I don't. In other words, I know they play to the gallery. I don't. Now make I say, as you look at things from what you see, not what you think of. I know they play to the gallery. I rather prefer for be the one horseman out. But at the very least, I call the issue as I see. Now, I don't turn the pendulum around. Now, all of these guys now be SFPP. Maybe how they call it. The guys, they're so, I don't know. I don't know how to put them. They're not even going to, they make even threats on me. But what it even so insidious now, yeah? They they're not get Kutubu come on now. WhatsApp group. Then I said, wait a minute, hey God. This again, the morals of ignorance, they play over time. For now, me say go na WhatsApp group. Now me go not to person go put anybody in a WhatsApp group, not to anybody. But even significant and abiding, I can ponder to me say the accident to me say I said well then guy wait say they know silent Kutubu. Who say they say Kutubu there? Kutubu there na China, na Russia Kutubu there, or na Salon Kutubu there, or na I call them who say Fidel Castro there na Kutubu there. I say hey, Papa go why you no go make the people there they understand say Kutubu there na a place where the parliament of this country also what they call the First Amendment at this country also. When the parliament of this country also not get power for block free speech. The parliament of the United States that made they make an amendment number 1. All this again are the ignorance so they talk about people that really need for they do some civic lessons for the endeavor for read outside the narrow scope there. Nobody know that our United States will go threaten me First Amendment right to free speech. Nobody, they're not born that person it. They're not born it. But what's from Salon who now threatening me First Amendment right? But all of this, I can look at that and say, hey God, When ignorance, when ignorance don't take over on people in part, people if you say when they can use that word ignorance, if it's not joke, ignorance is not very serious word that because when you ignore, you brain dead. You brain dead. You are brain dead. You're not possible to talk about you're dead. Not even the constitution, not even the parliament, the Congress of this country. Let people then go back and read what in the First Amendment say. They don't get that power there for block free speech. Free speech now an integral part of the democratic process. And in the exercise of free speech, we know they say anything, we're going to be tailored in any manner, we're going to meet you idiosyncrasies. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. Nowhere, no way they go restrict free speech now. No, it's not going to happen. People are going to, as long as you're not threatening the national security of this country, as long as you're not threatening the national security of this country, you're not threatening the well-being of this country, the guy was sitting down at the Oval Office now 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, where they call Biden. Hardly US Salonians or Africans and they say President Biden. Hardly. If anybody not believe, una wouldn't have Salon, they listen to me, una take phone and ask them, but we are the president of the United States. Una just pretend like una don't know who the president of the United States. They say play Biden, Obama, Clinton, Carter, Trump. That's what we call them. That's what they call them. By their names. Calling you by name not means you not to president too. And you name them. One of the reasons where this we African people they so less power, they don't get so drunk with power. This campus where they build around the personalities. There's nebulous titles where they give them. They boku title them. They see they now make they see themselves like demigods. For example, they see the African leaders, His Excellency, President and this Commander-in-Chief, the Supreme Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, fountain honor, mercy, and justice, this and that. Oh, what all that for? What all that for? This accounts for why these guys will never let for come up and power. Una way they read outside the scope of what they do, una see what happen in Cameroon. Paul Biya can't even work. He can't work. But the man still is saying he get for run again for an election. He get for run again. The man can't even work. The man can't even work. But the man still say no, he will get for run for president. Can you imagine? Ali Bongo, we be see Ali Bongo. And they bring all this to Una where they read. Because I know a good number of Una they read outside the scope. So there are a lot of things I don't know that this APC, SLPP, propaganda, politics. But some of you tell God thinking, we spend inordinate amount of time they read outside things. So now we not talk in vacuum. Ali Bongo go to England. The man can't even work. Boris Johnson, they make Boris Johnson hold the more travel. You see, the man can't even work. But still, this man, he fail for remain in power. So they ask the fundamental question: why are Africans so actuated with power? The sheer vanity of power. Waiting. The reason that waiting and they get it when they fleece, citizens. You can see somebody they can't have power. Where they outside power. You they see in condition how he live. But again 2-3 they can't have power. It go start for live very ostentatious and opulent lifestyle then. We're far in excess of illegitimate earnings. Because accountable to nobody. Nobody know they hold anybody now. Nobody know they hold anybody accountable. We tell God thank you for the United States. Yes, now place where human beings say the imperfection, the mistakes that take place. But I want to be very significant and abiding about is that people are held accountable now. People are held accountable now. That one thing that we're very significant and abiding. and that fundamentally absent in Africa. So to don't do, we did as an academic God said, like I already do the same you too less frivolity. Or take out with this frivolous comment say, if it's possible, let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala come on heaven, like us sit on let the political leaders in the party that they under, you know, then you ask Salonians, they say, well, look, all them people out there, look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sit under, look on a party leader they sit under. Salonians, they will go genuflect before the political leaders in the party and submit by God. That show the level where we don't sink to. Where it can't pan, you know, psychophancy, liberalism, hero worship. So again, I want to tell everybody, say, by God power, I publish a book. With the, and go back and go and retrace again. Before the pre and we'll go Lancaster House. Before go and after Lancaster House, which happened to now, by God power, when they go and go over all that again. Because there's a lot of we get what to call the missing link. A lot of things that don't happen at Salon where we know the see them. We will not see on a book, we will not see on a paper. And you know, what's even so sad about the state of things in Asalo, these we professors there, we doctors there, we this and that there. So them the only thing after they don't get their terminal letters after their names, the only thing now for us going to politics. You hardly say we professors them, we doctors them, say that they publish books of anything, even in the very discipline where they say they study, where they graduate part, you hardly wait till they say the person go doctor this, doctor that, oh the minister Diana, oh na Diana, doctor this. What can the nameless titles them? They say they so and so we go to go say it become the be all and end all, the alpha and omega, the yakina Buddha yakina style. The embodiment of society. So people that need them titles after their names. One thing I make I check what thinking. The 90% of people that I this country are so the professionals they hardly refer to them as doctors. If anybody now believe, try find out, take a look at the members of Congress now. The doctors they will be under. And the professors they will be the under. And even the scientists they will be now the Congress of the United States. But they are simply known as the congressman representing the 8th ward of Maryland district, or the congressman from Pennsylvania, or the senator from Texas by the name. You get Congress people there, where Congress in the Senate, the House and the Senate, when a scientist there, for example, remember John Glenn, when they all explored, you know, the moon, whatever it is, John Glenn, they all. Well, you had the head and they call anybody doctor, now, yeah, doctor. The only side where this thing is so prevalent now in a hospital, because in a hospital you get for do that so that you're able to distinguish people. Dr. Johnson, Dr. Taylor, Dr. This, you get a phone call. Yes, you do that. But under normal circumstances, you had the head and they call anybody doctor, now, yeah. You had the head and they call, you know, people doctor in this country. Under normal circumstances. But Africa, that's it. So that means all man they won't go pandemic jobs they are so that we refer to the minister for foreign affairs, doctor this. But you ask her when are the foreign policy we actually don't pursue now? Wait now the doctrinal cardinal foreign policy which we don't can articulate now, yeah? We go show we usa in global affairs. We don't see it. But what do you see? Nameless titles say, doctor this, doctor that, professor this, professor that. So I don't say in my spare time, and that's what I'm working on. I try for publish a book. As a matter of fact, 2 books now by God power. One almost done. It is with the editor. I publish a book on corruption, where Salon and the tolerance for corruption, where the important kind of this country, as we see another organizations in there, they community organizations. So are they publish well, actually I don't write and know that the editor now we look we get for put them into context and perspective. So if I go again by God power where they write this one again, this Salon political history, that will be 2 books by God power way and well can published by God your power. So that I make it turn or another that's a way within WhatsApp. you know with the data may go round, they go up and no. They can say I tell God thank you. When I decide for kind of social media, God I go it. But before that, anyway, I've been on in social media longer than this. And we start now it well for me, we don't be in the right about political history long ago, from the 80s. Then we come with the God make the platform they come. We get one where they call Kokoriko, where na Capscanu, one of the APC the mouthpiece Capscanu, that they will all be the right Capscanu. Then go on now we come with another one they call Bintumani. That the Bintumani platform. If in order for weak people then for academic dunks. And one thing very significant about the Bintumani platform or forum, the people the way they go there, they know they care the names they go there. And get handles the way they use. But you don't want to get into battle with them people they do. You don't want. Because now people that don't make the debut. If you survive that Bintumani forum, you survive. They get said and get what they call grammar police. Nobody the right career and all the coaching they see the rubbish and garbage they see now. Then WhatsApp group them. No. You know the right nobody the right career they. You get grammar police them. What did it? Grammar police. On people where you got what did they go for? Not to the subject and they call them how you even construct that and they go for. So if anybody survived that Bintumani forum, you survived it. You survive anywhere. And I mean, what kind of WhatsApp? I mean, what kind of mother? And they call them. You are getting it. But now I make them patently clear. Me not to a regular WhatsApper. No, I'm not believing it. Now for your being share some historical, information with me, brothers and sisters. So I mean, I really not be me not to an active participant. If I've been get, an outlet long ago, like quitting them, brothers in Guinea don't do for me. Let God bless them. When they don't make me, accredit me as a journalist in Guinea, based on which them they do there, and that they don't set up this platform for me, that they don't make now, and they go Facebook Live, and they go YouTube, and just yesterday now I received notification say I don't even exceed the targets where I supposed to forget where now I entitled to get monetized. All these years I don't in a WhatsApp groups and that. Less than 3 months. I think we said today now by April, May, June. Yeah, April. Yeah, I think that between April and May, 9 the guys in Guinea, as soon as they don't make me, one of them a journalist, when they send me press ID, then they move quickly for set up this. And people then are getting because what thing happen when the program what they do then they translate them to French. And so also for the people in Guinea, so I don't get again enough funds in Guinea again. Enough fun. So when I come out now WhatsApp, waiting the ignoramuses they don't know, then obviously they not come to the realization say nothing they way then they pre and that way it resonate with me. Wait for make I waste my time lady. No. I go there on me and I come there on me. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's no temptation, no make that go there, go come in. I mean, even this thing as to where I talk about today, as to waiting the leader in Salon before talk. Yeah, I read. I say, okay. I don't go come reply to that Isaiah because I don't want to give anybody any scope. I don't want to give anybody platform. But they can't bring an because I know so I get a wider audience now. You know, Facebook people really follow me. That can that outside today, not to show the president before talk. Waiting before talk first, if I remind them, give them historical lessons, especially a day like today, where na veterans day, where we begin with Salon people there, where we go fetch na bomber, where we begin that significant victory. Now we say a battle at MYOHAUNG, who get that victory over the Japanese forces there. These are the things that we expect with people then for they can't talk, you know, and for they can't talk to we about. Remind you, give you history then about, you know, things that, but we don't get it. We don't get it. All what they get, you know, propaganda, you know, misinformation, you know, disinformation, no person, no camp say, well, Lord take Salon, who say Salon, let take Salon in place. Yeah, one thing I like about America, in as much as you get Democrats and Republicans, but we campaign in country, we campaign in country, America can't force. When he campaign in country, America can't force. How know that 9/11? We see that 9/11 it was never Democrats versus Republicans. It was a corporate well-being of United States. Now juxtapose that day with the attempted whatever it is for seize power by force of arms. People that we want to usurp the executive authority of the state by force of arms. That get any universal support? No. That become a partisan issue. One group will talk saying, oh, this na line in the line now which one evidence study so everything under the how they call it the court of the social media that they play out. So this is where exactly people already come say, where is Salon? This is where me they already questioned. Where is Salon in this saga? Where is Salon? What are the provision we don't make for the corporate well-being of Salon? What we don't do is we only to waste and follow preserve the well-being of Salon. Like I tell anybody, because anybody that talks say you know belong to no party, tell us na a liar, na a pathological liar. Because you must get, but waiting they make a very significant abiding. I mean, waiting at your perception of the country. Okay, now after this way, if you take your political party more than your country, this is where the difference is. You able to muster the courage of conviction and fortitude for criticize your party and your leader. You able to do that? You able to muster the courage of conviction and fortitude for let you party or your leader no say in not only the country that the office where you hold now an honor, a privilege, not to divine right, not to birthright, not to entitlement, not to circumstantial freedom. Excuse me. Now an honor. Me sincerely sit down now I entitled to be president of Salon because I'm a citizen. If I ever get that money, I get that people there. I convince them say, well, now give me that office, they then go give me. So now make us say not to entitlement. Not to entitlement. Me assuming I want the office, I able get that money, I able get people there, I convince them. Say, well, now vote for me. Actually, people they get for vote for me. So now vote for me. Waiting at 10 years or no, they're going to make me president. So anybody being president or leader in our country, not take us now you entitlement, not to entitlement. We will continue for today. Now, an honor, a privilege. Now, an honor, a privilege for less citizens put that respect for it to lead with. And so that comes. It also comes and then with guidelines. What are the guidelines? The Constitution. Where then they hold you accountable under. Now they see now. Who go imagine somebody like Mr. Trump they go from one court to the other. 3 jurisdictions in that day. 3 areas. Florida, Washington, D.C., and New York. Again, juxtapose that to what happened at Salon. we get one of the people then where they talk say was involved in an enterprise and endeavor where we seek for usurp the executive authority of the state, not of what happened. The leader turned out to a pass, it turned out to make a personalizer, he make an iron. What happened? You get frauds and jokes and like Makisan, Akufo Addo, they all come. They intervene inside with judicial system. They come up with fraudulent excuses. They allow the man for the defender for walk away. He walk away. They personalize her. This now an alleged case against the sovereign nation. And in law, we need to understand one thing in law: the preponderance of evidence. Where go and support any accusation of an offense against anybody, the burden of proof, as they call them in law, it rests with the accuser in chief, not to the one where they accuse. Now, with the accuser in chief, it's as simple as that. It's simple as that in law. You don't necessarily get for be a lawyer for letting you know what's in a burden of proof. You are bringing the case now. So the proof say the fellow way go when they come up with all excuses, say well, they go for a medical checkup. Not to be your place for come up with evidence saying not do so. No. Now the one they can, but they went even so ludicrous now. The country where a man say they go when they sick, when they people they sick, they know they seek medical attention. They at Yuna countless example there. Hey, where Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida Iwef, where is sick, California, now I can die, now I can for medication. Where this man Iwef, Obasanjo Iwef, where Obasanjo Iwef, where is sick, now overseen that they go for medical treatment and they go die. Where this other man will be there, Musa Yadwa, when I be president now. We spend more time than foreign hospitals than Aso Rock Villa. Aso Rock Villa means the seat of government, outside the president office and the other. He spend more time than foreign hospitals than doing the people's work than Aso Rock Villa. Buhari, then the Prince of Wales and Prince Charles, then Prince Charles, Prince of Wales. One day, I asked Buhari, he said if he get business in England, because all the time the man was there. So the fundamental question we'll go ask, if John the question, the logic of syllogism can tell anybody, if the place where you say you are good for medical checkup, when they your people they sick, they know they seek medical attention and they go abroad. Why make you think say you will get medical and a treatment day? But the very place where they go, the people where they know that they not get the medical integrity in the way that we go seek out. So all this again, as we talk, it just attests to the fact where you get a nation when people they feel say that they get time, where they feel say when they in power, the nation belong to them. On their whims, views and caprices, now the nation go resolve. These are the things that will go betray. People then go, violate the laws of the country with reckless abandon. You get a situation where you get the untouchables then. You get a situation. And when people they talk about United States, and they use some comments and people they talk about United, I can you laugh. Yes, there are imperfections in the United States. But waiting in the United States, where we not go get no African country, in general, but in particular, accountability. If anybody not believe, we now read history again, we now read political history. We now ask for one man when they call Richard Milhouse Nixon. We now ask for, say, we now be that man in this country also. Richard Milhouse Nixon. We now ask for, waiting meet up, August 9, 1974, without one bullet where they not fire. The case against Richard Nixon, where people like the thing is start like a keeper. Saturday, June 17, 1972. 9 people then break into the Democratic Party, the headquarters, and people that really work for it. Not be did because outside the Democratic Party, 2600 Virginia Avenue in the Northwest, and Mr. Nixon in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. That day, office, he not be dead. He was not part of it. But at the end of the saga, when all the investigations they done to everything, now Eli lost his job. He as president of the. Why I lost his job? Because in the innermost recesses of the outside the power of the United States being exercised. Now there is it is suborn law breaking. It coach people then how to violate the Constitution of the United States. That now lead to Mr. Richard Nixon that made they pull up power. Can that happen now, Salon? Just because he encouraged, he not be able not to break now the Democrats, the office, no, not to go there. He was never there, and there's no evidence where lead to the fact say Richard Nixon be in at that place. No, he was not there. He was not there. But now, in fact, the consequence, now he lost in office because we say go see the practicality of patriotism. The big people that were then at the Republican Party then, people like Senator Barry Goldwater then, people like Hugh Scott then, people like Tom Raceback then, now they all go now in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and meet Mr. Richard Nixon say, this impeachment where we don't bring this case, if we go through this impeachment diaso, you are going to be found guilty, you're going to be convicted, and the cornucopia of evidence where go show Nixon is guilty. It was totally unquestionable. So because of the patriotism, because of the love that people they get for the country, not for the party, not for the Republican Party, but for the country, the couple they ask us if you need for resign. You need for resign. That now he make Nixon resign. And nobody don't fire one shot, they don't fire. Richard Nixon resigned, he resigned, but the government of the United States continue. Richard Nixon resigned. I mean, if no, he gave notice on August 8th to the Secretary of State, that the Minister of Foreign Affairs, said tomorrow that August 9th, 12 midday, left the office, and at that very hour, they go swear in the Vice President, Gerald Ford. They go swear in the Vice President, and that happened. They swear in the Vice President. Richard Nixon was gone, but guess what? The corporate of well-being of the United States remain. This is not the example of a country where they put a faith in the rule of law, where nobody knows. Yes, Mr. Trump was acquitted, but what's important, he was held under the law. Not important. After all, in cases, you know, any other case, you go either win or you look. They either convict you or they discharge you. You go free. But the important thing, you go for face the long arm of the law. You face that. Not important. You face the long arm of the law. Mr. Richard Nixon was smart enough for listening to big people then. So he avoided the impeachment and the trial. At the end of the day, when all things was done, Mr. Ford pardoned him. But at least he was held under. In other words, the argument that they can bring that today in this historical context, the argument is accountability. Now they talk about Naya. They know they say they know they commit crime. That people they don't come. like the area where they so yeah, the big people that within how they divided. We call this county, the county executive now will be there. Jack Johnson from the executive suite na jailos na they go. You go na jail. Na jail they can't go. The former governor na Musa Obama be comot. Musa Ikobot. He was accused of trying for trade because as senator, where Obama don't win the election, so the governor now in your place standing now for give the seat to somebody, but I was not saying it. He said the Senate seat, Obama seat, or whatever it was, and can't go to jail. So in other words, what I don't understand on technical arguments there. Waiting, I want to convince me, listeners and supporters, fans, and when we just say, not about accountability. I know they are Salon. Accountability. Anybody for wonder why today they know they ever make Panama Road prison. Today look how it decrepit. They don't go make us so because the politicians and the big man they know they go there. They know they make now they body when they jog they phone them when they jog them back then. We go yesterday I been get a guest Naya. In that yesterday the first time I been get a guest Naya. He talk about people that we don't do Nigerian that for no reason. Take today nobody no put them. Take today they did it. For apparently no reason. But look, then guy they are where loot the nation. Look how where they loot the nation. Where the nation they bleed. Can they work like that, like that, even be. Like that, ever be. Then they work as if in blinkers. That's the society. You thief now and I go find out when they say thank God not you. Thank God not you. So my argument now, where you live now in society where governed by the moral foundation of the rule of law, and when they hold people them accountable. Now go before. Now human beings say they na so not even result to posture in na try for say well, United States get it. Oh yes. Now that made they get lost in na Now the reason that now that made they have never changed the constitution of this country. Now that made the constitution remain rock solid. Anything they do now, they do it at your risk. You get very corrupt people in na but they are being held accountable. Once the law catch up with you, you'll be held accountable. When we begin hold ourselves accountable, we begin hold politicians accountable. That's alone. We will go before. Not so elections. Finally, as I wrap up now, this will be the last thing that we're talking about. Not so elections that are the determinant factors of a nation in advancement. I'll give a small talk on this and tell you why. Amen. The problem about elections, when through the validity of the sanctity of the ballot box in a democratic exercise, even the majoritarians they will be wrong in the decision when they make, they will be wrong. Elections not necessarily therefore bring out the best leaders. No. Only that we need people that forget into office. Even the majority of people that go there, that mean they already the shortest definition of democracy. Now the dictatorship of the majority, the dictatorship of the majority. It's very possible say the majority they wrong in the decision when they make, and we don't see them in politics, in elections, and we don't see them. But guess what? What's very significant and abiding is that they don't decide. So get for the but what America do? They go one step further. They erect what you call the Rock of Gibraltar. They erect the Rock of Gibraltar before anybody, in fact, before everybody. Now, not saying anything, everybody, meaning that when you violate the laws of this country, also, there are unintended consequences. Because they don't say the country, now more time they where they will make mistakes, they will do things, and knowingly or unknowingly. For example, the 15th of every April in this country, from Joe Biden, we sit on the Oval Office. That big man we sit on that Oval Office. The 15th of every April in this country, Biden will pay tax. Biden will pay tax. Why Biden for say tax. Biden go pay tax because that's so the laws of this country say. Biden go pay in tax because that's what the law say. It's simple as that. When Biden in West, he go any side. Where West they go any side. If they in the company of the president, if they go through the traffic regulation, you're like any other person. After I don't see him. I don't see big Mrs. Bush, George Bush in the West. I don't see him. I also don't see Mrs. Clinton. I don't see him. I don't see him. Where did they go? The only time when they block traffic now, yeah, that when the president of the United States they move, then they regulate the traffic. And the only time where he went there with the car, yes, it will go to like for when they're ready for go before the president come on at White House. Before they come out, say they made that short trip for go up the hill that for go to the Congress day. Hours before that, they don't the traffic, they don't regulate the traffic, how they call it, traffic light. Most of the president is supposed to address the Congress by 9 o'clock. By 6, 7 o'clock, they don't regulate the traffic there. They don't make sure say all the intersections, how they call it. You get the police they did it. By the time it come out, they don't synchronize them. When the car don't turn, it don't come out inside the driveway at the White House. Where it hits Pennsylvania Avenue, where it hit her. Take go. Now green light, take go. Because the president get for a day night place very quickly. The president cannot afford to sit on the traffic light. No, he cannot. He get for move very quickly. Because the president, he movement, they bring a lot of inconvenience for the citizens there. They bring a lot of inconvenience. And it costs a lot of money for let the president move from one point to the other. Now that make in most cases in a helicopter they go by so that it don't go hamburg the lives of people them, the ordinary people, they don't go hamburg them. Because once the president they move, nobody moves. Nobody moves. Everything gets standstill. That standstill. Nobody know they move. Pedestrian, they say, you know, they even work at the president. The police and the make sure say you they fire, you don't go work at. Then at the street side, the president is motocar, but no, you cannot. Let alone motocar. But in Salon, I don't know how true. I can only go by speculation. And so you get one woman where they even way ready for come out. The whole traffic will be blocked. Or which way I don't know. I will not ask for people they say when I send the video low here. And not to say as the kind of money the traffic they block for waiting they see. The traffic will not be blocked long ago. So we look at mission and abuse of power. So by God power, again, I want to ask that for continue for calm. I cherish you come in here. I don't say that I need to help for that come out. Well, I don't actually make that solemn declaration. Say I don't ever go to WhatsApp. I go peep. I go look. Now we they call people from them. I go peep. But for say Kutubu go discuss anything there. I don't care how pressing that is, how important it be. I will not. Aya at the camp. So that way the ministers the supporters fans well-wishers they also go contribute to within at the talk. Because I would be the one day where they are the WhatsApp groups then they come after you. It's like they glasses when they twist stoned. You never see them. You don't know how they did. But then they make all comments about people there. But you never. Me and man, I'm very sure of myself. I don't get nothing for me where they go make. I don't know. What you see here, this is to be seen there. I'm very proud for make appearance on the side. I'm not afraid for show me face on the side. Neither I'm not afraid for call me name. That means I'm not a synonym. It's Kutubu Kogoma. And this is Kutubu Kogoma in the sea. So that make at the camp that yeah. I know a place where you get less of men, less of people there. Because if you believe in yourself, you believe in cause of it, why you don't go put your name there? Why they don't see your face? So I want to know about Kutenki. Again, finally, the president, not before talk with you talk. The president for talk so. The president before say, before give them a historical reminder then. If for tell them say, Salon don't go to political convulsion and vicissitude. Una way they work out the courts, then came with the day, then transform the day. Una way they do this, una way they do that, una way they call for the dismemberment of the country. No, you are not. You are not doing yourself any favor, then alone the country. You're not doing that. It's not good for yourself. Una they advocate violence. That's not the way for getting to power. Power, they flow from the people, by the people, and existing with the legitimate consent of the people. If you want power, we put up a program where we go send and give the voters them. We convince them. We convince them with programs. So you know what? We get good program there of one sad tragedy we don't miss Salon finally. Now we don't get a third force, we don't get a third party. You know, we're gonna, because Salon are the only place that we know that we African countries since independence that the same old party they did. We had APC and SLPP before independence, and after independence we still get SLPP and APC. Then the one day we decide for come, say morally confused people like Charles Magai them and all the other people where we come, we say they one form in the third force, instead of they stand firm. They try for see if they go, you know, sensitize the psychological attitude of the citizen. They say, you know what, we also need for try another experiment. What did they do? They kowtow. They cave in. They take brown envelopes. Then they have more the party there. Some of we they bleed where the way we will embrace NGC. The way we will embrace NGC. We be the feel say no matter what happen, NGC will continue for be a formidable force. But the mistake where NGC do, they put their hope and trust in one person. This is not the danger. This is not the danger. This is not that. They talk about where we lead us, we don't transmogrify them for being their demigods. Who that put their faith in one person. In one person. They have NGC. Now the one person way and we put their faith in commodity. So NGC now start scratching their heads. This is not the. We not get the politics of principle that's alone. We get the politics of opportunism. A politics of waiting there for me. A politics now they call our job. You know, women are for me. And so we know what to be will call people our job. They want it all side. They want it here. They want each other. That kind of politics in that salute. Nobody know how wait. Nobody know how say. No matter how you know, your time will come. Everybody. So that kind of politics and that politics will not get principle. Politics we actuated by opportunism. Politics that gets rich quick a scheme 90 day. Everybody want a pie at any cost. So people they don't mortgage, you know, and the time tested values that the politics and that we did it. Some of we like I say we regret the way NGC go down like that. Because some of me come out, we go now Philadelphia for go inaugurate the birth of NGC. We go now Philadelphia. But oh God, what to see. So for the time being, we will continue for live with SLPP APC. We'll continue for live with SLPP APC Tego. This is where we are. Let God help Salon. Let God Salon. But I don't know again, waiting for talk again. How we all can today will be similar in. We they ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For let Ike, we go back with Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Since we are a nation we believe in the spirit of ecumenism, we also get with Christian brothers and sisters that we can actually. To them, I want to say, so the one that makes our one is care, immortal, invisible, the only wise God, Jehovah, to whom we honor and love you. May he bless and preserve you. May he cause his face to massively shine upon you. May he give you countenance all throughout the days of your life. Amen. Until then, this is Kutubu Kogoma. They say goodbye to all the lawyer supporters, them, fans, them, well wishers, them. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. You guys have been a very nice fan. And they enjoy being with you guys. I really they enjoy being with you guys. I like the professionalism. I like how they the way they even disagree with me. I like how they do it. They do it in a very professional and respectful way. You guys are not disagreeable. I don't get monopoly over anything. Now, an opinion that they express, a very possible say somebody opinion they want to express is sometimes contrary to reality. This is why you guys they come in there for say, okay, Kutubu, this is what you say, but we believe say no, that's so if for day. Kutubu, you talk about saying, yeah, we need a third force in the country, we need another, we need for try another party. Then so well, okay, Kutubu does it. But we say no. Yes, what you can do, we can try for work with them parties, yeah. Let them do the right thing then. I mean, I must tell you, I like you guys. Seriously. This for these few times where my brothers in Guinea don't establish a place for me, I really like Una. So anytime I defend that this lawyer, I like how that they disagree with some of the takes them. And that this our encourage from them. Lord, also they cannot, Kutubu will not support this. So Kutubu wait to talk so it don't work so. And then when I do some historical research, when you say go find out that this time he did it, I don't get na search at the look, I don't get monopoly. So you guys, I want to encourage you that they research that they read. So we all go make this place a place where we all go left for day. I want to go into hey, Kutubu, guess what? Don't forget to talk about that. Kutubu, bring that up. This is what they do. We all, before they do that, say they like una and let God continue for bless una. Let God continue for put in Jaraya powder, like they talk that for me. They put in Jaraya powder. Let it preserve that. Let it good. Let we all like Salon. Let God make love all like Salon, even as we hold on to with different ideological positions. Say. But now still make sure say that Salon will put first. Let we talk. Wait till politicians they do. If it's bad for the country, now talk up. We when they come openly, they tell with politicians, they with leaders, and now we are their friends. Now we want to see them. The one that when they can't sing their names, them you know the world best. They sing all they give all kind of attention. No, that they real enemies because we get people that will be the praise and then by Koroma, like I say, and then form and they say, I see what they talk about them. So they're even glad you don't even hang around a party. But these are all the people that we get all try to the world best. This man, he kind of did. This man, the only did our no. Let we learn. Don't let and go a coin also for point out who they go wrong for the program. I'm encouraging you. I'm asking you guys, please do me that favor. Don't come here keep praising Kutubu all the time. No, don't come doing that. Don't come here just praising Kutubu. No, don't do that. Because if possible, say I go some sideways, so I will be asked for do some presentation. Then I go and talk things that we're not factors. Oh Lord, I mean, the Kutubu this way they be saying this. So you guys come here also pointing out things. No, Kutubu wrong there. Yeah? This not jive with this, it not jive with this and that here. Because me say one land from that. Me say one land from that. I get one fellow there. I think that Mr. Fofana one day at the talk now, and I can't talk about the truth and reconciliation a panel where Obasanjo been set in Nigeria when Justice Oputa I was shocked to the core when that man talked about that today. I was shocked. The Salionians are not known for talking about foreign affairs. They are not known. Salionians are not known for talking about foreign affairs. I want to know now APC, SPP politics. APC, SPP politics, now they talk. They are not known. So that day where Mr. Fofana can't talk about that, because every day, for Nigerian stations and now they watch. I know they listen to Salute station. My stations in Nigeria, the Arise News and the other places that they watch now. So they follow everything when they happen in Nigeria. Everything. I can talk back to back about in fact, the next one either tomorrow and the other night I will come now talk about in Nigeria from the time when Lord Lugard bring the North and South together up to today, go to the Pandayas, on Nigeria did. I will go step by step, step by step, step by step. My God power, now this I can do tomorrow. Because I make I say, also I go out for the talk about foreign affairs. Then the other time will come, I will talk about the new, waiting to happen now with the current House of Windsor, the transition from late Queen Elizabeth II to King Charles, whether a placeholder, where because whatever happened, a placeholder for the Prince of Wales here in Bobon now. So my God, we can talk about all of this. So in other words, I made this place are very, interesting, very exciting. Not to one for can begin to talk about APC, SLPP politics. No. me don't pass that stage day. I don't pass that stage day. I want for to go around the world. What we need to SBS, they get a program they call around the world in 60 minutes or something like that. They get some program that SBS. I don't know more of that the correct title, but something like that. Then guys say William Robert say, all the other guys say they do their program around the world or something like that, where they play your church music, then see. So I can't talk about all them things. The Salon will be no say Saturday at the turntable, all them things, then sports will be the guest Salon, then sporting activities there. The famous sports people there, footballers there, athletes there, people that will be they run, people that will be they jump, people that will be they do this. These are all some of the things that some of they can't get for talk about NCAA. These are all the things that we'll tell. Until then, you guys should get a very pleasant and blessed day.